Hello and welcome to What Culture Gaming. I'm Josh, joined today by Rich because we have some tasty PS5 news, potential news anyway. In an earnings call, CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, John Codera, has said that the PS4 is entering the final stages of its lifespan. Which truthfully isn't much of a surprise if we go on past console generations. We all pretty much guessed that the PS4 would be winding down soon. Yep. And now it's kind of a case of when are we going to see a PS5 rather than if.
Well, we're not seeing it this year.
We're certainly not seeing it this year.
If you're going to go into E3 expecting Sony to reveal PS5, you will be very disappointed.
Yeah, Sony have already confirmed that there is no new hardware being shown off at their E3 conference, which, is kind of great because we get to focus straight on the games. We don't have any of the fluff. Sometimes that kind of drags down their presentations, but if you are looking forward to a PS5 being announced, it's almost certainly not going to be this year.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Isn't PlayStation Experience, is that later on in the year?
That is December.
That's December, so...
That could be rumblings.
They might end it saying we're working on something.
That would be nice.
I feel like if Last of Us 2 is going to be a PS4 game, they won't say anything until after Last of Us 2, so that means it might be coming sooner. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too deep into
this. This is the potential problem because obviously other reports have said 2020, although earlier one said 2018, which were more or less quashed
we'll go
immediately.
for 2019. I think we might hear about it next year, and they'll release it in 2020, which will give the PS4, is it 7 years on the market? Is it 2013?
2013 a release.
Yeah, so 7 years, which is about the same as the 360.
Slightly below, but more or less like kind of on average. The last generation was a much longer generation than we were used to. I think it's an interesting point what you said about the games, because obviously Sony don't want to overshadow their upcoming PS4 games by announcing hardware too soon, and we have a hell of a lot in the pipeline. Like you said, we've got The Last of Us 2, we've got Death Stranding, which for my money might be a PlayStation 5 launch game. Maybe, I don't know.
Have they confirmed it's a PS4 game?
They
just said it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive?
Currently it's PlayStation exclusive, but the footage they've shown off has been running on a PS4 Pro.
Right.
But that makes it pretty easy to sort of transfer over.
I mean, when you get to this point in the generation, they normally do titles for both. So you get something like, say, I think Wolfenstein: The New Order, and I think Call of Duty Ghosts was the one that was cross-platform, and a couple of other things as well.
As was the first Destiny.
And the first Destiny. Oh, okay. So they'll start doing that, I guess, from maybe next year after, maybe like that. Or they'll do a couple of. They'll do like this came out right at the end of the lifespan. We'll do a remaster straight away, but not call it a remaster like GTA 5.
Yes,
we'll probably hit that kind of point again.
100%. But I guess it sort of depends what the PS5 runs on, because obviously the PlayStation 4 wasn't backwards compatible, but then Microsoft have gained like such a resurgence of goodwill, if you will, for like their decision to put backwards compatibility back into the Xbox One. I think we've heard rumors that the PS5 is going to go down that same route, which I think would be a winner.
I think that'd be brilliant, especially to how far back it will go. If they turned around and said the PS5 will run PS4, 3, 2, and 1 games, that would be amazing. I think that's a mega long shot.
I think it is.
If they did PS4 and maybe PS3, that would be quite cool.
Yeah, that would work for me.
Did the PS3 run PS2 games?
Yes.
Did it run PS1 games as well?
Oh, great question. I can't.
Because I didn't have a PS3. I was an Xbox person.
Yeah, me
360, too. So I'm not sure about that. You have to let us know in the comments down below whether it ran PS2 and PS1 games. I think it did, but I'm not sure. If it could do it, I'm just using that as a means of saying so a console has done 2 generations prior that it could run.
The Xbox One now does original Xbox games, which is cool. So that goes back 2 generations. But we don't really know about that. One thing we do know though is that Sony's principal programmer, if I'm getting this right, has been working with AMD on their Ryzen technology. Have I got that right, Rich? For the potential new processor for the PlayStation 5. Obviously that's unconfirmed, but no current PlayStation products use this technology, which obviously it means it's for something that they've got planned, and the PS5 is the next obvious step.
Yeah, I mean Ryzen is quite big in PC circles. When AMD released Ryzen, there was this huge sort of hubbub about it. I'm personally an Intel person. I have Intel processors, but I see so much about Ryzen. It's still being talked about in PC circles today, even though it released like last year, 2 years ago maybe.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. But from what I remember, I think with the AMD stuff that came out alongside Ryzen, it's quite cost effective, it runs cool, it's very powerful. So
Well, I think that's perfect for Sony because the PlayStation 4 and even the Xbox One, the original version, they weren't like the cutting edge of tech. But
no, that's the thing.
Like,
when you look at the current sort of PC specs, like a generalization of it, or how powerful you can get like now, compare it to when they released the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. The specs are normally like not way out of date, but they're not as cutting edge as they like to put across they are.
Yeah.
So if PS5 do time and I go, oh, we're going to do Ryzen, it's like, wow, that feels like quite a jump.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Like, I remember seeing that the processor in the Xbox One, I think the original Xbox One, was the same one that I had in like a family PC we bought in like 2006 or something, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
So if PlayStation are going down this route and actually going full cutting edge, for once, I'm not going to bring up any console versus PC debate, but for once it will feel like consoles are really trying to keep up.
Right.
Which is really exciting,
that is great.
Especially if they are going Ryzen and they do really pull out the stops, because I mean, the beauty of PC hardware now is you can get some really good power for what is a hell of a lot more affordable than it used to be. So if PlayStation or Sony are going to actually seize the current climate, obviously we'll forget about mining and GPUs, this is really exciting.
Yeah, I think they need it as well because obviously Microsoft currently have a one-up. Every time they show off the Xbox One X, it's always with the little title, the world's most powerful console. And before then, the PlayStation obviously was, but they don't have that claim to fame anymore. So if they get this tech, that could be a step towards, reclaiming that.
Yeah, but then there's obviously this debate now as to why on earth did I bother buying an Xbox One X, or why did you bother buying a PS4 Pro? It's going to be interesting. Like, I personally hope they don't do this whole stopgap thing. I like the idea of doing like the slim console stuff, because I've got the PS4 Slim and I absolutely love it. I know that the Xbox 360 S they released is gorgeous and stuff like that. The Xbox One S is fantastic. The Xbox One, the original one, looks horrible. But doing like the Pro variant, I feel like it's just a bit. People weren't too keen, especially when when did the PS4 Pro release?
That came out in, I want to say 2016,
that's
the end of 2016.
Late. That's already three and a bit years into the life cycle.
It is. So, at the same time, if this console does come out, say late 2019, potentially even 2020, that's like 3 or 4 years, depart from it.
I mean, admittedly, if they keep up with the power and they get some really good specs in, would they really need to do a Pro variant in the first place?
That's a good point.
It makes more sense now to do 4K out the box.
Yeah, so which I think next
Pro variant might not be present this time around.
Either way, I'm really looking forward to it, Rich. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below, because I have no idea what all of this tech means. What is this tech, Rich? What is AMD? I don't know. I do really. Either way, I've been Josh.
I've been Rich.
You've been watching What Culture Gaming, and I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.